Hello everybody. Welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved. Of course, to show you Ark is not the true purpose of this video. We are once again talking about silly stuff, really silly stuff going on in the world today. First one, the probably the most biggest, actually I don't know if I would say it's the biggest scam in the history, or in the history of gaming so far, but I would say it's up there. The Day Before is a funny, goofy little game that, hey, you literally can't go anywhere without hearing about how terrible it is. Yeah. Just terrible game, apparently. I personally have never played it, and I don't plan on getting it, because I remember actually, seeing it, come up in my Steam recommended, and it's like, oh, do you want this, do you want this game? It's called The Day Before. And I'm like, oh, a survival game, that looks cool, because, hey, you guys know me, I love survival games. And then I don't know why, but I decided against it, because I was just like, man, it actually doesn't look that good. So yeah, I just decided against getting what would have been a massive scam. I didn't, well, it wasn't out at the time when I saw it, but I could have gotten it, and I'm glad, or I could have recommended it and put it on my wish list, which I'm glad I did not, because after seeing what's been going on lately, it's just a blatant scam. It's not even the survival MMO game they advertised it as. It's this terrible, just this terrible game. That's honestly my best way of describing it. Because without getting the game, I don't actually know how bad it is. And honestly, I kind of want to keep it that way. I would prefer not to get the game. Because, I know there's people saying, oh, it's just a bad launch. Every game has a bad launch. Don't hate it. And I'm like, okay, it may have a bad, yeah, it is honestly a bad launch. I'd say it's the worst launch I've ever seen in the history of launches. Dude, if this is how your game launches, maybe it's time to retire. Putting it trying to put it nicely as possible. Which maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. This frickin' Dilo. Look at you, dude. I just keep you unconscious there. But yeah. Just, it honestly looks like the worst game I've ever seen. Just came to life. And, yeah. I've seen people, if you've seen any of the streamers and stuff that have played this game, obviously, as I've been saying, no good reviews. Not even oh, hey, I think this will get better. Nobody thinks it'll get better. I don't even think it'll get better. If anything, I think it might get worse. If I'm being fully honest, I think the game will get worse before it gets better. And in fact, I don't even think it'll get better. Unless like the development company like sells the game off and someone just like rips out everything about that game and just makes a different game entirely. Like I'm talking like, oh hey, it's actually a like survival game and stuff, and not hey, here's like a like shittier version of Tarkov. I don't know, that's just what I've seen it as. But yeah. Well, not just I, but like many other people. And honestly, maybe even you yourself, because I'm a little late, I would say, to this, because, hey, if you saw last night's stream, we got some big boys. We got my frogs, me and my friend Matthew, aka Beanpod, aka Krebage. I lost the dialer, dude. But yeah, like, the word, I honestly, like, it is, I can't even, like, fathom how bad the game looks. And, what turned me away from it initially was just seeing how long it's, like, taken, and I kind of, like, know, the relative, like, narrative of how games like that go. I know that they're usually gonna like be like terrible games if they ever come out. Like hey, there is games like I'm trying to think of. Now I'm on the spot, you know, so I can't really think of games. Like Daisy when it came out, I know it wasn't that good. We have oh yeah, 7 Days to Die is another survival game that's out there that's like in development hell. There is one that I actually have set to a wish list right now even. Which is, let me check my wish list. Rooted? Yeah, I remembered that right. Rooted. Which I'm honestly, scared might be a similar, it might become when it comes out a similar situation to the day before. Which I'm really hoping it's not, because, hey, I've been fiending for good survival games, dude. Especially good survival multiplayer games. I'm looking forward to Arc 2, but I'm not gonna lie, the multiplayer for these games is like kinda terrible sometimes. Like if you watch the stream, yeah, me and Krebage, we were able to like play together, but I had to like change like settings so that I could actually walk far away without him being like tethered to me. And there's other things too that just like ruin the game. Some pretty terrible glitches. Early Arc actually would crash a lot of people's computers and stuff, and just the amount of fake survival games out there that have like tried to rip off Minecraft as well is honestly crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of just yapping and getting like caught in like a loop, this little circle of mine. So let's move on to our next bit, which is still sticking in the gaming realm of gaming, And actually, another thing of kind of flops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 got dissed at the Game Awards, one of the most prestigious and most well-known award shows out there. The way they got dissed is this dude, he finished up his speech and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, this speech was longer than Modern Warfare 3's campaign." And everybody laughed. Well, obviously from what I'm about to tell you, not everybody laughed, but real people laughed. Because, like, hey, it's true. Modern Warfare 3 had, like, terrible... It's just a terrible campaign. And honestly, after Modern Warfare 2 came out, I didn't even want to, like, get a Modern Warfare 3. Because, like, the campaign from going from, like, oh, we're fighting terrorism and Piccadilly Circus and stuff, to, oh, this is kind of, like, a lot slower now. I don't know. I just didn't like Modern Warfare 2 campaign compared to Modern Warfare 2019. That's just my take. I wasn't even able to finish Modern Warfare 2's campaign. I just got bored of it. But that may just be me as a person. I know there's some people out there that love Modern Warfare 2. It's like, hey, good for you. It's just not my type of game. And, yeah, so the big stink that has happened is the devs have gotten a little butthurt over the fact that, hey, they kind of dropped the ball in their game and they don't like being called out for it. Which, hey, I honestly don't blame them. If I made the shortest Call of Duty campaign of all time and nobody likes it, hey, I wouldn't want to be called out for that either. I'd be like, yo, sweep that under the rug, bro. Do not put my name on that. But instead of hiding the fact that any of them had anything remotely to do with the Modern Warfare 2 project, they instead decided to go after God of War. You know, God of War, the franchise that last year was up for nomination for Game of the Year. Yeah, they were... That's who they went after. Which, honestly, crazy. And they were like, oh, if this game's not that good. And it's like, oh, look at the player retention rate. Which, one, it's like, it's a single-player game. Of course there's not going to be good player retention, because, like most single-player games, they're just not as replayable as online, constantly updated, like, multiplayer games, dude. Of course, no one's like expecting this like single player game to has much retention as anything else. Which I will say, I do have a little bit of bias. I'm a huge God of War fan. And I'm also a huge Battlefield fan. Which I'm actually going to say, if Call of Duty wanted to, like, actually make, like, excuse for why they dropped the ball, they should have gone after their actual competitor. And not, like, a game that actually wins, not that actually almost won the Game of the Year title. Because, like, hey, Battlefield 2024 had a terrible start. And I actually haven't really played it since, so I don't even know if it got better. But yeah, hey, I'm willing to take the L there. A terrible start. Terrible launch. But I know that, hey, it's DICE. They do try to work on it. Which, honestly, I am sick of, like, which, hey, you've heard this like a million times over, of, hey, we're all tired of release terrible game, fix later. My little trike. I'm gonna give this, make it a tank there. Of course, now it looks pretty bloody, but hey, we're gonna fix it up. But yeah, it's honestly just sad to see, like, how many, like, good game developers and stuff have, like, just like COD. Like, bro, I love Ghost, I love BO2, I love, hey, 2019, I was actually, like, thinking, hey, they turned this around. What is this? Like, Cold War, terrible multiplayer. I didn't really like the multiplayer, but the campaign was still good, dude. You were still riding the, like, hey, we know how to do this. You have Warzone going on for you. Like, hey, you still have some ups, but then, like, instead of, like, taking time to perfect your, like, campaigns, and, like, part of the reason, like, Call of Duty is, like, big to begin with, you just crank out, like, these terrible, like, reskins of older CODs, and bro, they're like worth $70 now. It's not like a $20 game that people are like, oh well, it's Call of Duty, it's just $20. No, now they're like 70, dude. Like, people don't really have $70. Just throw it on a, like, on a reskin. Like, the game's just not, like, worth it to be willing to, like, throw money around on, and just because, oh, it'll get better, which campaigns, they don't. And same with, like, I guess people could say, oh, what about Cyberpunk 2020 or 2077? You liked that game, Blake? Yeah, I did. And that's because it had a good story. And I was lucky enough to never actually really experience any game-breaking bugs. But I'm not going to hide behind the fact that I'm not going to, like, die on a hill defending the game. Because, hey, I'm going to be honest, that game had terrible launch. Which, yeah, it did get better, but it's like, we shouldn't be expecting it to get better. We should just be expecting, hey, this is a good game that just came out. That's cool. Let's take a big bullet. Oh, freak. I killed it. Let's go. High time. But yeah, I'm honestly tired, and I know we all are. I'm honestly tired of hearing every single day, like, hey, we don't want this, we want this, because it's tiring to hear, because it's true, and it's not happening. We're not getting like actual good games anymore. We're just getting terrible reskins. But yeah. On to the final topic. We have Twitch's new streaming meta. Oh boy. You want to know what their new meta is? Topless streaming. That's right. Are you a guy on the internet? Do you love women? Well, don't worry. Twitch's new topless streaming meta will ensure you goon for hours and donate all your money. I was going to be sarcastic and be like, I personally have gooned for over 500 hours. But no. No, dear God, I haven't. I came across this. I'm terrible at pronouncing their name, like Dextrous. Their Twitter account posted like this clip of a dude reacting to a topless streamer on Twitch. And then I, for myself, I was gonna be like, I'm like, no way that's real, right? So I went to Twitch, and the first thing I saw was not the same streamer, but if you see the thumbnail, yeah, that person is doing a topless body art stream where they paint their naked body. Which, like, they don't show the boobs, because if you would actually show boobs on Twitch, that's a violation. At least they're not directly showing it. But it's like, they're still technically, in my opinion, that still shouldn't fall under, like, oh, you're not violating TOS. It still feels like a violation of TOS, in my opinion. But, hey, who am I? Who am I to judge what Twitch wants on their platform? It's not like they're, like, the main, like, streaming source, and, like, yeah. But yeah, that's honestly, like, Twitch's rules are kind of the reason I don't stream on Twitch, and I don't really actually, like, ever want to be on Twitch. Because, like, I get that's where, like, everybody is in terms of live streaming, but it's just, like, it's just not really the platform I want to be on. But yeah. Thanks for listening along to this yap about, the day before, Call of Duty, devs getting butthurt, and topless streamers. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye.